Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a loop with your partner? The more you try to get closer, the more they pull away. Or maybe you're the one who feels suffocated and needs space, only to find them clinging even tighter. This frustrating dance isn't just you. It's a well-known psychological pattern called the Velcro Loop. And today, we're going to dive deep into what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, how to break free. So, what exactly is the Velcro Loop? Imagine one piece of Velcro is the chaser and the other is the runner. The chaser constantly seeks connection, reassurance, and intimacy. They might text frequently, plan dates, and initiate deep conversations. Their core belief is that if they just try a little harder, they can close the distance and feel secure. On the flip side, the runner feels overwhelmed by this pursuit. They crave independence and fear being engulfed by the relationship. They might respond slowly, avoid making plans, or emotionally shut down when things get too intense. The more the chaser chases, the faster the runner runs. And the faster the runner runs, the more desperately the chaser chases. It's a self-perpetuating cycle that leaves both partners feeling misunderstood, exhausted, and alone. Let's be clear. Neither the chaser nor the runner is the bad guy. These roles are driven by deep-seated, often unconscious fears. The chaser's greatest fear is abandonment. They equate distance with rejection and believe that if they stop pursuing, the relationship will simply cease to exist. Their actions, while sometimes perceived as needy, are really just a desperate attempt to feel safe and loved. They're constantly scanning for signs of disconnection, and any hint of it sends them into overdrive, trying to repair a crack they perceive in the foundation of the relationship. Their inner monologue might sound something like, "If I don't check in, they'll forget about me," or "We need to talk this out right now, or we'll drift apart forever." Now, let's look at the runner. Their biggest fear isn't abandonment, it's engulfment. They fear losing their identity, their freedom, and their sense of self within the relationship. For them, the chaser's constant pursuit feels like a threat to their autonomy. They need space to breathe, to process their thoughts, and to simply be themselves. When they pull away, it's not always because they don't care. It's a self-preservation tactic. They're trying to create a buffer zone to avoid feeling suffocated. Their internal script might be, "I just need some time to myself," or "This is too much too fast. I feel trapped." The tragedy is that both partners are trying to get their needs met, but their strategies directly sabotage each other's efforts, tightening the Velcro loop with every interaction. These patterns often originate from our earliest relationships, in our childhood. Attachment theory teaches us that how we bonded with our primary caregivers shapes our expectations for intimacy in adulthood. If a child felt their caregiver was inconsistently available, they might develop an anxious attachment style, growing up to be a chaser, always striving to secure the connection. Conversely, if a child's need for independence was discouraged or their space was constantly invaded, they might develop an avoidant attachment style, later becoming a runner who values self-reliance above all else. Recognizing these roots isn't about blaming our parents. It's about understanding ourselves with compassion. It's the why behind the what, and understanding it is the first step toward change. So, how do we get off this emotional roller coaster? How do we unhook the Velcro? It's not about one person changing. It's about both partners finding the exit ramp together. This requires courage, self-awareness, and a shared commitment to building a new, healthier dynamic. Let's break down the solution, step by step. First, acknowledge the pattern. Both partners need to sit down together, not in the heat of an argument, but during a calm moment. The goal is to name the dynamic without blame. You can say something like, "I've noticed a pattern where, when I seek connection, you seem to pull away, and that makes me try even harder. It feels like we're stuck in a chaser-runner loop." By labeling it as a shared problem, you shift from you versus me to us versus the pattern. This simple act of identification can be incredibly validating and create a sense of teamwork. The second step is for each partner to explore their own underlying fears. This is where the real inner work begins. For the chaser, take a moment and ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? What's the worst-case scenario if I give my partner a little space? Often, the fear is total abandonment. The work here is to learn to self-soothe. Instead of immediately reaching for your phone to text them, try journaling, going for a walk, or calling a friend. Practice reassuring yourself that space doesn't equal the end of the world. You are a whole person, independent of your partner's immediate response. For the runner, your work is to explore your fear of engulfment. Ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I stay present and engage, just for a little while? The work for you is to build your tolerance for intimacy in small doses. Instead of completely shutting down, try saying, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed right now. Can we talk about this in an hour? I need a little time to process. This communicates your need for space without completely rejecting your partner, which is a huge step. The third and most crucial step is to create a new agreement for communication. This is your exit ramp protocol. Together, you need to define what healthy space and healthy connection look like for your relationship. Maybe it means agreeing to a no-chasing rule for a day. The chaser commits to not initiating contact, and the runner commits to initiating contact at least once during that time, even with a simple thinking of you text. This breaks the old rules. It allows the chaser to experience that the world doesn't end when they stop pursuing, and it gives the runner a chance to experience connection on their own terms, which feels less threatening. Another powerful tool is scheduling check-in times. Instead of the chaser ambushing the runner with a demand to talk now, you can agree to have a 15-minute check-in every evening to share your days. This creates a predictable structure that feels safe for both partners. The chaser knows they will have a moment of connection, which reduces their anxiety. The runner knows the conversation has a clear boundary and won't consume their entire evening, which reduces their fear of being trapped. Breaking the Velcro loop is a process, not a one-time fix. There will be slip-ups. The key is to approach these moments with grace and curiosity, not criticism. When you fall back into the old pattern, don't panic. Just notice it. Say, oops, it looks like we're doing that Velcro thing again. Then, gently guide yourselves back to your new agreement. Every time you successfully navigate this, you weaken the old pattern and strengthen your new, secure connection. You're essentially reprogramming your relational instincts. This journey is about transforming fear into trust. For the chaser, it's about learning to trust that your partner will come back, and more importantly, trusting that you will be okay even if they need space. For the runner, it's about learning to trust that connection doesn't have to mean suffocation, and that you can be both an individual and part of a couple. By working together, you can finally unhook the Velcro and create a relationship built not on a frantic chase, but on mutual respect, freedom, and a love that feels both secure and spacious. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into building healthier, happier relationships. We'll see you in the next one.